Seduction, sex, lifestyle. For the true player at heart, Global SLR presents The Real Kings of Pickup. Vince Hollywood Kelvin and Arash motherfucking Dibazar. Be the best and fuck the rest.
All right, it's another kick-ass killer above and beyond episode of The Real Kings of Pickup. I'm Vince Kelvin. Really sexed out. I'm sexed out. Wonderful weekend of non-stop sex. And we're here with the man I turn to for advice, Arash motherfucking Dibazar. Arash, how are you?
I'm doing very good, brother. So you've been marathon sexing it. Congratulations. You know, as you say that, I could feel people that were going to be listening to it in the future. That's going to hit them. You know, that's going to hit them in the chest because so many of them are starving just to have sex once, you know, and get a woman. And here you are, sexed out. So to some degree, they're going to love you. To some degree, they're going to hate you. But what they need to do is learn from you. That's where it's at. Because it's not because, you know, you rolled the fucking dice and some chick showed up and was like, fuck me. You're doing something and getting these beautiful women to have sex with you. And this is what this is all about. So everybody listening, not necessarily our audience right now, I know they're going to listen later, I can feel what you feel. You know, so if you get that hit in your chest or in your gut, when he says that, you go, fuck, man. I fucking hate him for that, or how does he do it? Well, he's put in his fucking time. He's put in his time. He's put in his energy, and he still does. And this is what this is about, is for you guys to learn how to get women and seduce women and fulfill your life in a way where you have that female companionship and you have a variety, you have a choice. It's about having a choice, okay? Not about being lucky. So.
And you know, love and hate, what's new, we know that very well. And first credit to you, Arash, because you approach everything in your life with so much power, conviction, unlike no one I've ever met. So I'm always inspired by that, you know. And on Thursday evening, I had a succession after Vegas. We had a blast in Vegas, you know, worked very hard. And oftentimes, you know, when we do those things, we also pass on girls because we're busy with the students. And a couple of times in nightclubs, there were good opportunities, but I've let the students go. And so I came back, and there was a succession. Somehow, it's sometimes like that, the energy. Succession of girls that were supposed to show up and didn't show up. And instead of letting it get to me, you know, I let it empower me, utilize everything. So suddenly I cranked it up, inspired by how you phrase your texting, how you talk to women so straight up. And I contacted 17 girls, and all of them, no bullshit, you know, I was like, that's it. You're totally fucking missing out. It's your life. You should be here with me. And they were laughing so hard. I was like, you're laughing. You see, you should be in your car right now. Take all that laughter and take it in your car and come to see me. And I did that with 17 girls. And then after that, and it's barely the beginning. I can tell this week, you know, they're still going to be like aftershock of this boom statement of dedication, which is essential, you guys. At any level you're at, you know, you can let the success of others or your own lack of success or the behavior of women or events in your life around you decide for you, and then you're at the mercy of things, including your own self, or you could let any and everything strengthen you, and you train yourself, you know. Now it's more and more rapid. It's instantaneous. I don't even bother. I made a resolution, again, inspired by Arash. I made a resolution a couple weeks ago, it's probably a month or two ago, that I would never again waste any time being bothered by anything. And I've been very consistent with it. It's kind of the thing I'm working on right now. I don't want to waste 30 seconds or 15 seconds being worried or bothered by anything. It's a big assignment. I don't suggest you try to do that right now. I've tackled this thing, you know, for years using any possible modality of self-help. But you hang in there and eventually it gets there. So, Arash, what do you say? I think we're ready to take some questions.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, gentlemen, so you know how it works. You say your city, your name, where you're calling from, and whatever question you have. We're here to help.
Hey guys, it's Chris from Gainesville, Florida, and it's funny you're talking about Vince not being bothered. So I won't use that word. I am stirred and maybe a little stumped by this comment a girl made yesterday. We were in comfort at my house, and she says that it was a little nerve-wracking to have a conversation with me sometimes, and that she thought that maybe other people were nervous around me, that like maybe I set the energy level really high, I set the bar really high, and people had to come up to my level of interaction, and that was nerve-wracking. When I asked her what she meant, nothing comes to mind. I don't think she said anything that like gave a sufficient explanation, but it's been staying with me this last 24 hours or so. And so, I don't know, you know my communication pretty well. We interact a lot. I'm curious what your thoughts are.
Yeah. Well, I will rapidly pass it to Arash, but I will simply say the following 3 things. First, 2 words. Thank you. When a girl says something like that, you go, thank you. Second, you gotta ask yourself, what's the meaning you gave to it? With the proper meaning, you say, thank you. And third, what's the most benefit you can gain from this, even if it's not instantaneous? You know, you gotta understand, simmering, just like in cooking. In cooking, you prepare the meal and you stir a little bit. You use the word stir. And after a while, instead of just compartmentalizing and being just, there's beauty in being in the moment, but you can also get lost in the moment. Sometimes in moments of despair, we forget that there's always sun after the rain. It's an old cliche saying, but it's true. And vice versa, you know. So in the winter, remember the summer. In the summer, remember the winter. Words of Jim Rohn. What you got to do is follow your own sequence. You know you're not going to stay into being bothered by that. You know that it's going to be an evolution, and then you condense your evolution. So eventually, plus, you know, sometimes, Lord knows, maybe you were a little tired, maybe you were a little preoccupied by something else, and you took it the wrong way. You got to realize when it's really something that's significant, or it's you taking it the wrong way. And guys, just remember, whatever woman may say, you go, thank you. I remember at some point, I was really concerned about my height. And that's the first time I used thank you. A girl said like, wow, you're kind of short. And I'm like, thank you. And, you know, why not take it as a compliment? So thank you. I pass it to Arash.
Yeah, I genuinely thought it was a compliment, actually. You know, I hear that all the time. So when I hear it, I go, yeah, that's awesome. Thanks very much. And then that's it. However, I will tell you that when you say that, I get that the woman actually attacks you psychically. So that's what you have to pay attention to. You're not responding to her saying that to you, because I take it as a compliment. You're responding to her saying that and wanting to make you smaller. So what you should check is her intention, who this woman is, and why she feels like she needs to make you smaller. She's probably threatened by you, or she wants to control you or manipulate you some way, and that is why it's sticking in your mind. It's almost like, think about if you have okay, just as an analogy, think about your aura, and then she inserts something in there, and now it's stuck there, right? And it keeps just vibrating inside of there. You need to recognize that it wasn't a harmless communication. It was a harmful communication, and it did its job. So for me, when I recognize that, then it helps me start to remove it. So you can do a few things to remove it easily. Yeah. You take a shower and you put some salt or sea salt in your hand, and you rub it on your fucking head, your bald head, and that helps bring out that fucking energy side of it. Outside of that, you can burn some incense around you, and put the intention there. The incense is going to clean out any negative energy that this woman put inside of you. And then third, just know that she did that. So be aware of it. You know, that's what I'm seeing, and I take it as well.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, gentlemen, who's next?
This is Solomon from Denver, Colorado, and my question is, I had a great Saturday. You know, I just been, practicing, implementing, being less outcome oriented. I know that I'm practicing, I know that I'm practicing. So on Saturday, I had a really great time. I get to the to the hookah bar, the club. It's 18 and up. And there were my friends. I felt like I had a lot of value in the club, and I was talking to, approaching a lot of women. Nothing got me down. But long story short, the next day I just found out I got 2 fake phone numbers, and like it wasn't that bad because I knew I was practicing. But my question
you got 2 what?
What is some of those things that, like when you're feeling valuable in a social setting, what can you do to amplify that and transmute it into, like women actually seeing your real value?
Wow, I'm in a trance. You give a lot of information, so can you turn that into a question, possibly?
Yeah. So if you're in a venue and you're high value in the venue, you have a lot of social proof. When you're communicating or meeting a new woman, what are some of those things you can communicate to her to demonstrate more value than you already have? I guess that's the question.
It's still a little confusing. I'm gonna ponder on it and pass that to Arash.
Yeah, it's confusing because the question is so broad. Let me tell you an analogy of what you asked, okay? You asked a question that sounds like this. When I play basketball, sometimes I do really well, and I score a lot of points. Now, how can I, when I'm scoring a lot of points, do something so that I score more points? Like, how would a coach even answer that? You're saying that if you're in the club and you're doing something and, you have social proof and you have value, how can you make it where you have even more value? I don't know where we're going to go with that answer. We can both say something that will, I'm sure help, but you got to be aware of the question is so open-ended and so broad that it's difficult to locate where we want to help you, but it's going to be difficult to help you right now, right? We can inspire you, and I can just talk about anything, and you'll be like, oh, that's fucking great. But you have an opportunity to ask a specific question, right? You want to ask it in a way that I can give you a specific answer. And your question is very broad. I get why it's difficult to answer, at least for me. So I'm not going to have you ask it again because then we're going back and forth. But for future. Now, I will tell you this, okay? Let me tell you this. You guys got to keep the bigger picture in mind, okay? The bigger picture in mind. This is beyond flesh. This is beyond just fucking. This is beyond going there and creating some value and getting some fucking phone numbers, okay? This is about you as a man learning 2 things. 1, what does that even mean to be man? Male energy. I'm not talking about Homo sapiens man, okay? I'm talking about male energy. 2, how do you relate to the female energy to make it submit to you and be receptive to you? That's your goal. That's your job. That's what I do. That's what I'm here to teach. When you take the bigger perspective, then it doesn't, those are too small. Those things are too small. So when you go in there and you get a bunch of phone numbers and 2 end up fake, okay, 2 ended up fake. That's fine. Some didn't end up fake. But don't get lost in the little details of it. Okay? Don't get lost in the tiny little things because then you take such a great moment and you make it so small for yourself. You said you went out Saturday night. You had a great time. Cool. That's it. That's perfect. You've walked around. You talked to a lot of people. You felt like you had a lot of social proof and value. Great. That is very right. You should always do that. Now, the fake phone numbers, so what? Also, you're going to get some rejection. So what? That is part of earning the male energy. You have to know how to deal with fake numbers. You have to know how to deal with rejection. You have to know how to get to the point where, get this is what I thought last night. Last night was my last roundtable lecture, by the way. For everybody else, you missed this for the rest of your life. But it goes like this. She has nothing to push against inside of you. No resistance in you to her. Okay? And you don't want anything from her. Let me change that. You don't need anything from her. So she has nothing to pull against. So she can't pull you or push you. That means she can't move you. If she can't move you, now you're in the position to interact with her properly. Now, I'm not saying something that is so easy to accomplish, but that is the goal, and that's what your attention should be on. So if you got 2 fake phone numbers, here's my advice to you. Don't be moved by it. It's not a problem. And if you see yourself getting to the point, last night I went out with one of the students named Seagrin, and we went to Hooters, and I just finished lecturing, and he saw 2 pickups that I did. And there were moments in the pickup, this girl, one of them was really, really pretty. There were moments in the pickup where I would stop what I was doing with her and pull back. And then I explained to him, I said, you see what just happened? Suddenly I caught myself wanting her to like me. And the moment that I want her to like me, if that goes through my body, that goes through my mind, she now has something to pull against. And she can now control my pickup. She's not going to. So I would take a step back and I would internally quickly brush it off and say to myself and really feel, I don't need anything from her. I don't need her to like me. I don't need not like me. What I'm here to do is to have this incredible interaction with this human being and give the right value who I am, right? My information, how I talk is very valuable to people. So as I continued to do this, she went from having a boyfriend and she's not allowed to talk to any guy to they would never exchange phone numbers with a guy to here's my phone number and I'll text you later. And what you have to do is you have to internally work this out for yourself in that you got fake phone numbers, great. Don't be moved by it, okay? And when you're in there, you're wanting them to like you, fuck that. It's not about you wanting them to like you. It's you going in there and shining your light on the world, showing the world who you are, taking your stance and saying, I've arrived. Here I am. Love me or hate me, I'm here. You can't deny me. Then you start understanding what this whole thing's about. That's my answer.
I'll pitch in very briefly. What I detect is a couple of things, okay? And it's not so much based on your question, but it's based more about what you're not saying. First, you're starting something and you don't have all the pieces. And prior to this, you probably were not even knowing that you could get more pieces. So you were not doing anything. And that's pretty much for a lot of you guys out there. So you have to know that right now what you got to do is keep on moving. Keep on moving with more strength and more power. Because it's easy to get used to there's a problem, and then you barely get going, you have one night out, and you quickly regress back to, but there's a problem, maybe I need to demonstrate more value than I have demonstrated, and all those things will come for as long as you also continue to kick ass with studying, and it will come, the pieces will come. So keep on charging forward. For that, a question. What can you put, instead of being a little puzzled and saying, oh, it was great, I'm doing good, but what can you put there? What end can you put there? And I'm going to keep on charging even more. And then it's a great sign that you're getting fake numbers, because there's plenty of guys who don't even get any fake number. And you got to know that a woman's got to be pretty messed up to give a fake number. That means she doesn't even have the presence of mind or the courage to go like, no, So be amused by it. Keep on charging forward. Don't micromanage too much. Kick ass with learning and talking to more women more often, longer. Build some stamina. You barely begun. So it's almost like most guys, if they were to do the same thing at the gym than they do with pickup, they would go through one series, work their biceps a little bit, and halfway through they would put the weight down and they would ask 10 questions. It's just like, come on, keep on exercising. Talk to more women, again. And anything that happens that surprises you, include it in your opener. So next time your number close a girl, you go, but let me see. Could that be a fake number? What's your take on people who give fake numbers? I think they don't even have the balls to say, no, I don't want to give you my number. So I'm going to put you on the spot right now. I'm going to call you right now. Let's do a little bet. If this is a fake number, what do you get? What do I get? If this is a real number, what do you get? And you play a little game like that.
Wait no longer. Search no further. You are about to progress faster than ever with the most innovative, multi-dimensional mega event of a lifetime. The Global Seduction, Lifestyle, and Relationships Convention in Hollywood, September 23rd, 24th, 25th, 2016. So much more than a summit. featuring only the best of the best true pillars of the pickup community. Vince Kelvin, Arash Dibazar, Bad Boy, Hypnotica, Adam Lyons, David Wygant, Akito Mosley, John Keegan, and James Marshall. No conference can even compare. Nothing ever like it. Lectures, workshops, parties, club access, boot camps, VIP dinner, party bus, and lifestyle exhibit. But hurry, price goes up as event gets closer. So get your ticket today at www.globalslr.com or call 323-309-3219. That's www.globalslr.com or call 323-309-3219.
So we're ready for the next question, gentlemen.
Hey, this is Blue, by the way. How you doing?
Blue, with your cameo in Vegas.
I know I showed up really late. Hey, quick question. I have a friend with benefits that I'm getting asked regularly. Should I try to turn her to a girlfriend or just enjoy the friends with benefits? The problem is I'm not really opening to like expand my horizons. It's like I'm just spoiled with this one girl.
It's not an either or. I'll keep it very simple right there, Blue. Don't complicate, right there. Trying to give it a name, anyway, it's not going to change anything. The name is not going to change what's going to happen. So enjoy the benefits. And enjoy that, and do talk to other women. You keep it simple,
Okay.
That's what
I have nothing to say on that. That's great. I agree 100%.
Okay.
Great, thank you, Blue. We hope to see you a bit more lengthy next time. Okay, who else? What questions do you have, or give us a topic?
Hello.
And heads up, we got about 10, 15 more minutes left. So go for it. What's your name?
Brother, my name is Victor. I have a question. You were making a comparison with working out in the gym, and I was thinking something along those lines. If you were to start training in the pickup arts, where would you go to start training? Like right away from zero, beginner zero. Where's the best place to start training?
What do you mean the best place? A location or?
Location, yeah, sure.
Okay, well, first, a lot of guys in the pickup community, they tend to want to create an either-or. It's part of men behavior. It can be very potent, Most guys, they have it backwards, where it should be an either-or. For example, where they should decide, okay, am I doing this fucking thing or not? It's one or the other. I'm not going to go back and forth. Most guys, they're on the fence right there. They're like, yeah, but. So decide. If you're going to do pickup, keyword is until. Until I get all the results that I want. Another key sentence is whatever it takes. Okay? So right there, you do the either or. But the place where most guys think it's an either or and it's more broad, it's in terms of, okay, you have guys out there who just study until they're ready and they rarely take any steps in the world. And you have guys who do the opposite, who take steps in the world, keep on encountering the same shit, get more and more frustrated because they're lacking the distinction. So you do both to the best of your ability. You do both. You gather as much knowledge, and not from 152 sources, from one solid source. The best source that you can ever have is someone who's doing it currently better than they ever have, and they've been doing it for a long time. Okay? Because in the community, there's a lot of guys, they had their peak, and then now they're just marketers or whatever. Or you have newbies. Maybe they have great qualities, but they don't have the experience, the distinction. So with them, it's a little too black and white. They go, never smile, always smile. Oh, because they haven't been exposed to enough to give you all the nuances and the distinction. Okay? And then where, in terms of location, every fucking where. What I do, I never bound myself to day game, night clubs, malls. It's every fucking where. And once you do it every fucking where, you will realize that you can meet women in the most unexpected situations. I mean, you can be walking on the street that's completely empty, and then there's one girl, and you pass by her, and you go, wow, we're the only people on that street. What do we do? Do we pretend? Do we ignore each other? Or do we at least say hello? It's kind of dark around here. Why don't we go grab a cup of coffee somewhere, you know? So it doesn't matter how many people. Of course, you always gravitate towards your best opportunity at the time, but you do it everywhere. And ideally, boot camps, you know, boot camps. Many people don't know that. I'm the first one who took guys in field. It was in 1998, way before the game. And we called it Seduction Sunday, and we spent 2 hours at my place every Sunday, and then we went 4 hours in field, and it was a little class with a charge for it. After that, a lot of people modeled the idea, and then they named it boot camp. I'm not the one who came up with the name. And so some people have had experiences that are nothing compared to what we offer. So I would really recommend you take a boot camp and you hustle. We got the 7-day training, total immersion. Anybody that's like, you want to skyrocket your success, Chris, who's on the line, can attest to that. He came to initiation, and now we got the summer version here in LA, Venice Beach, California, and Hollywood. 7 days. Arash will be here for 3 of the days. Hypnotica is one of the guest speakers. Arkido will be one of the guests also teaching, and I'm there for the entire 7 days, and we'll go at it nonstop. That's the best way to get really good. I'll pass it to Arash if you want to add something, brother, or if you want to take the next one.
Yeah, just briefly, you would start with Vince, Kelvin, and Arash Dibazar. You're in the right place. You know, if you just study Vince and I, you'll whoop everyone's ass. Vince and I have proven that we can beat everybody in this game, and the combination of his and my information has already created so much success in students from every area that this is where you start. Don't waste your time anywhere else. That's my answer.
Yeah, and so some very good news. You know, we work with a lot of people, but during the past 2 weeks, 2 of our students, a 40-year-old virgin got laid, and a 19-year-old virgin got laid. So we'll make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, next.
There's enough evidence.
Next question.
Show me the evidence.
Okay, show you what? What do you want me to show you? If your girlfriend's next to you, I'll show her my cock. But what else?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, that's my fault. I was talking to someone else. Sorry, brother. Fuck.
All right. So sorry on my side. I will not show her my delightful penis. Meanwhile, who else? All right, it was greatly inappropriate. Sorry. So.
Yeah. Hi, this is Chris again from Florida. I'm curious, I guess, as a topic and also it's a relevant situation that happened. What are some of the quickest ways when a girl comes over to where your seduction location, and she seems very nervous, like she's saying things in ways that she doesn't normally say things. She's breathing kind of in a nervous way. What are some of the cues that you give to, help her to relax?
It's really, really simple. You just don't make it sexual. You be her friend at that moment, and the main focus is to make her comfortable. I mean, if she's uncomfortable, she's not going to take off her clothes. And if she does, it could be bad news after. So, I'm not moving forward until we get comfortable. We have to be comfortable with each other. So, another thing is that she's checking you all the time to see if you're comfortable or not. So make sure you get very, very comfortable yourself. That's something that women send to me right away. I'm very comfortable with myself or doing whatever I do. So check your comfort level, then make her comfortable. But I wouldn't move forward without comfort.
Good. Yeah, I did it right then.
Yeah, I'm thinking for a second. It's a lot also about assumption. What you on your side assume and what you radiate. And but I would say call it. Just go like, wow, am I the one who's making you like so uncomfortable? Then turn it into a topic. So call it, number one. You don't seem super comfortable. Are you always like that? And say it in a super comfortable way. Whatever you call, you should say it, call it, while you experience the opposite of it. Mm-hmm. Something seems to bother you, and you experience the opposite of that. And as you call it, then you turn it to a topic. So you turn your body side to side and you go, yeah, it's always interesting. Sometimes I'll be more comfortable than other times, and then maybe give a little information. You go, I think it's the fight-flight mechanism. And you talk a little bit about it and become super comfortable in that conversation. And then you go, but you know what? Even when you're uncomfortable, still you're very sexy. I know. Now I'm guaranteed. Now you call it again. You go, now I'm guaranteed to make you even less comfortable. Look at me. Okay, so I'll take it super easy here. Just for being so uncomfortably cute, you get a little kiss on your pinky. To see what happens when you do that. And then tell her, remember the key sentence, You admit that you like her. You go, I like you. It's pleasant to have you here, but we don't have to do anything that you're not comfortable doing. I mean, understand me well. It would be super fun to do this, and that, but we would only do that if you were comfortable doing it.
This summer, treat yourself with the dream hot babe-packed vacation and education of a lifetime. One entire week, ultimate, hardcore, badass, round-the-clock training and pickup with the world's top gurus. Announcing the 2016 7th Annual Pickup Academy, Total Manhood Makeover, July 11th to 17th, 2016, in Venice Beach and Hollywood, California, with Vince Kelvin, Arash Dibazar, and such guest speakers as Hypnotica, Aikido, Adam Lyons, and many more surprises. Party bus, makeovers, dance classes. Go to www.seductioncoaching.com to reserve your spot. Hurry, sliding scale. Catch the best deal now.
$39. That means 6 more minutes. A little call to action, gentlemen. This is not a special offer or anything. It's a call to action, to inspiration. Chris is on the line. Solomon is on the line. And those gentlemen came to the Global SLR last year. My favorite part of this event, the Global SLR, which is coming up again in September, was that everybody, we turned it into a journey. Arash and I, in organizing it, it became a journey, the preparation. Any guy also, Chris has traveled a lot since, and Solomon has done quite a bit, and I'm sure there's others of you guys, but back then it was kind of one of the first trip of that nature. So everybody was like, wow, can I really make it happen? And what we all genuinely realized, and I'm sure Chris and Solomon would attest of that, was that the preparation between the moment Arash and I decided to make it happen, and the guys who attended decided, they said, you know what, it's a stretch, but I'm going to California, to Hollywood. All those speakers are traveling from all around the world. Hypnotica is going to be there. Bad Boy is going to be there. Adam Lyons. This year, we're keeping it 8, and we call it the Magnificent 8. 8 speakers, and then it became a journey. There were other people who were involved. There were performers there. There were people who were involved with the Pink Party. Today I'm meeting later with some promoters that are going to help to really pack the Pink Party with girls and everything here even more. So there were some exhibitors that were there, but everybody, whomever got involved in one way or another. We're also going to have Bob Korf again. I see him every week, he and his wife, the vocal trainer. So here's what I want to say. For those who were there last year and are coming back this year, do remember, the past does not equal the future. Okay? Be inspired by Arash. He's a force for inspiration in terms of constantly outperforming. So let's outperform. And those who didn't take that leap of faith yet, take that leap of faith. And we all gather here in California, and I invite you to partake in this journey. That's always the greatest part of it. I remember I got that from my mentor. That's the last thing I'll say about that. But Marshall Silver, when I was in my early 20s and I really wanted to go to his hypnosis certification. It was like 7-day training in Las Vegas, and I was debating, and then I asked him for a discount, and he said, no, we don't do discounts. And then he told me, but I tell you what, that's your seminar right there. Making that happen is your seminar. And, you know, we have VIP option with dinner with the speakers and so on. And last year I even organized the catering. I organized the banner, for the pink party, the DJ and so on. And those were all things I had not done before, but to do them, how enriching, and that keeps you alive, and that's really how you discover the full extent of your potential. So GSLR is coming up in September. We're going to do the official launch shortly within the next couple of days. And you gentlemen, if you were there, let's make it count even more than last year. Let's get excited. Let's spread the word. Let's do what we did last year. I'm going to restart the video countdown. You know, it'd probably be something like 200 video countdown until we are there. But I'm just excited, and I want everybody to get involved. This is our community, and it takes everybody getting involved with things to really move forward. So thanks for those who showed up last year, but this year is going to be even better. One last question, and then we're going to complete the recorded portion, and we'll give you a couple extra questions off the record. For now, last question.
So my question has to do, this is Solomon again, this has to do with it's more female to male energy. During the live stream last weekend in Vegas, it was phenomenal. I really want to thank you guys for that. But during one of the lectures, you know, Vince and Arash, you know, you guys started to go into how, you know, women don't like to be seen. When you see them for a moment, that's when they get scared. Or, you know, it's about testing women, and, you know, women aren't all that they're cracked up to be. They're, you know, it's like, you know, you pick that diamond up from the sewer and then you clean it off, and then there's the diamond. But in me, I feel like, you know, I feel this immense, you know, like energy in my heart and in my belly, and it's all this energy that I want to give to a woman or to women. There's a lot of that energy, you know. So like, my question is how can I better channel all of this energy I feel on the inside of my heart, my chest, when it comes to the female energy, and, like, you know, putting that energy to good use, to where, you know, it really like manifests everything that I feel on the inside of me as far as my goals, dreams, and, like, just being a man in general. Because when I see a woman, I feel that immense energy in my heart and my chest. And I get, like, you know, it's a question that's coming from, you know, my insecurities in the past, and just like being taken advantage of by a woman, or women, like, you know, seeing all I have to give, and, you know, taking advantage of me and things like that. So what's a good way to transmute all that energy I have on the inside of me?
Yeah, I'll take this in the beginning of it. I deal with this all the time. So I'm just telling you right now, you're about to, if you haven't, you may have already. You do that with a woman, she's going to crush you without mercy, okay? Those cold, heartless eyes are going to look at you while you're looking at her in disbelief with your palms up, shoulders up. Like, I thought you loved me. I thought you said you're going to be there for me and we're going to be together. And she's just looking at you with no emotion. How many times I've seen that face will probably be more than many men will ever see in their life. That's the surest way to destroy yourself, okay, and lose the woman. The best way to channel that is to go much bigger than that one woman and take that energy and distribute it to millions of women little by little by little by little. If it's that much energy that you said, as I have myself, then no one woman is going to be able to take it. She can't. But she can take a fraction of it, no problem. Also, remember that there's a lot you can do with that much energy. So if you're feeling that much inspiration, that much goodness, that much whatever that feeling is that you have, you know, I feel it when you talk, then what you need to do is recognize that if you took all the water in a swimming pool and try to fill up a glass in your kitchen counter, right, the glass would only take as much as the glass can take. And the rest of the water would either, you know, depends how you poured it. It could crush the glass and break it, or it could just roll off and the glass will take as much as it takes. That's what a woman is, okay? She's that little container. Some can be bigger, some can be smaller. But you as a man have to be much bigger in volume than she is, and you are most of the time. So don't waste it. But if I gave you, 3,000 cups, or fuck it, 300,000 cups, then maybe we could take a swimming pool and start filling up 300,000 cups. So the question that I get asked a lot of times is, how are your women, okay with you being with other women? And it's like, I don't know. Are any of them big enough to hold me? Because if they are, then I'd like to see it, but I know they're not. Now, if one, let's say like Electra, has been with me for over 10 years, she's a big container, and she gets bigger throughout the years. So I can pour more of my energy inside of her. But I am not confined by the size of her container. And this, what I'm telling you right now, is one of the biggest lessons I've learned in the last 12 hours. In the last 12 hours, this lesson is very clear to me. As I was pouring myself into one woman, I have a lot of women, but one woman was really taking my attention. And I came to my senses. So what I did was I started to lightly pour into her as much as she can have. And I held back. And it was magic, the result that I got. It was too intense. You know what I mean? I was too fucking much. And just by recognizing that woman cannot contain nearly what I can give, and I should give what she can contain. See them as containers. So if you get what I'm saying, and it's very metaphoric, right? Mm-hmm. Then you can start to have a different relaxed presence about you. The woman does not determine the volume of water you are capable of. So you could be fucking Niagara Falls. You could be a waterfall, and people come up to it and put their water bottles and take some water from it and go away, right? The waterfall is still the fucking waterfall. When you start thinking that, oh, there's that water bottle, there I am. I'm in that water bottle. No. You're the goddamn source of that energy. So as a man, we have to stay connected to our source of power, because the woman will try to take all of it, as much of it, and then destroy it. Every woman will do this, guys. Every single one, including your mothers. They've been doing this since you were a child. As much as they love you, as my mother loves me, they've been doing this. They've been trying to contain you into their container. Okay? And when you get this metaphor of what I'm saying, then you also can understand what the vagina is. It's a container for your dick and your semen. You get that? So that's it for me.
Powerful. Wow. Also, I really want to thank Arash, because the headways, and the headways is not even the term, the millions of miles that is covered in really understanding women and the proper way to be around is so far ahead than anything the community had ever done so far, that for me it really propels me forward to constantly make new discovery, to open to every bit of information that Arash gives. So I just want to acknowledge that, brother, because I see many changes. And so Solomon, first distinction at the level of self-communication, and this is for everyone. The famous hypnotist Milton Erickson once said, avoid metaphorical language, figure of speech, when you're describing the problem. Use it when you're describing solutions to make them even richer. Along the same lines, when you are trying to assess something you want to change, simplify a little bit. When you are empowered in the solution, once you discover a solution, give more detailed information like you are, because you're very, very, very good at that. Okay? I also think that you should start to share those things with women. And this might be a bit advanced for most, and probably for you as well. But one thing that I tend to do is to share kind of, I tell girls, one of my topic is I feel like I'm too big for the world. You know, I tell them one of the biggest challenges, I'm around people, but I'm too much for them. And then I bind them. And it's momentarily. I'm not trying to achieve because Arash gave the explanation, you know, if you move in that direction, it's the wrong direction. But to hook them at the time, I will say, but I don't know. I feel like I can give more with you. And whenever you compare one woman with the rest of the world, they tend to apply themselves for the time being, at least a little bit better. Okay? And your tonality when you give those explanations, so you should almost be like the martyr with them. You know, I'm having trouble pronouncing this word, martyre. And you go, yeah, you know, sometimes it's not easy for me to give into the world because I feel like I'm too much for the world. But you seem like you can take me a little bit more. Okay? And then final thing is all that surplus of energy you're experiencing, you can direct it in the world, but you need to focalize it inward first. And here's a ninja exercise, you know, again, inspired by Arash, breathing truth and so on. I do a lot of spiritual work. And one of my personal assignments is to be at a place of 100%, not 98, not 95, 100% causality, meaning I'm the cause. So anything that I don't have or anything that I have that I don't want or anything that I want that I don't have, I take 100% responsibility for it. So you go and you take a super honest look at yourself within, and all of that energy wants to go somewhere within you where it's going to click and where you're really going to unleash yourself more powerfully, potently than ever before. You're super young. With all of that knowledge, you can create a true masterpiece from your life, but don't spread it too thin by trying to give it out there before you really channel it within, and then after give it to every single fucking woman. Plus you're at an age also where it's no longer the 1940s or 50s where you fall in love with your high school sweetheart. You're going to meet so many fucking women. The last thing that you want if you're 19 or 20 is to be under the impression that she's the one and you're in love, because we live in a day and age where not only women fluctuate so often, but guaranteed your life will fluctuate as well. So will her life, and so you give it out there. Give it out there. Okay, so that wraps up the recorded segment. One last final announcement. A lot of you guys missed out Pure Pickup with Arash and myself live in Las Vegas. This recording will be out on Thursday. That means you have 24 to 48 hours to act the moment you hear this recording. I'm doing a boot camp this weekend in Hollywood, and we're having such a blast with Arash that Arash decided he's coming to the boot camp as well. We're not going to change the pricing because it's last minute, but this is your chance. If you missed being in field or at a boot camp with Arash and myself this weekend in Hollywood, it's going to be the two of us. So lucky are those already registered. Anybody else, you go to seductioncoaching.com. You see the Hollywood boot camp that's announced for this weekend. I believe it's the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, or it's first weekend of June. And you guys jump on board. We are going to reach maximum capacity.
You've been listening to The Real Kings of Pickup with Vince Hollywood Kelvin and Arash motherfucking Dibazar. Brought to you by www.globalslr.com. Call live every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to get your questions answered. Just dial 701-801-1220. Then enter 129-779-160, followed by the pound key. To get your free pickup starters kit, go to www.seductioncoaching.com now. And remember, stay sexy.